What's up, everybody? My name is Tori Nix, aka Natty Deity, and I'm back on it with the energy update for you guys. I hope everybody's doing well today. I hope you've been taking care of yourself, maneuvering through the energy as much as possible in the best way possible. And I do want to let y'all know that my readings are back open. If you want to book, the information is in the detail box below. But other than that, we're going to get into this. So this is going to serve as a new moon reading, a Gemini reading, and the overall energy and how we can kind of navigate better, okay? So let's get into it because I have been channeling so much the last few days. Really, it started before Gemini season commenced, but now it's kind of like, okay, how do we navigate? And we have this new moon coming up, so it's just a lot of energy right now. The number 1 could be significant for you guys, and the number 3 can be significant. That's for somebody. All right. So let's do a small recap really quick because Taurus season was so intense. It was about grounding. It was about really taking it slow. I don't know if y'all felt that energy, but I was called to really just take it easy. Okay. Like go at my own pace. My channel song for that season was Cry Your Heart Out by Adele. And she says, cry your heart out, go at your own pace, right? That was pretty much the energy that I was feeling. It was just about releasing. It was a time of great clarity. It was a time that was very emotional, even for myself. A lot of things that were kind of needing to shed came up. And I really just gave myself that time to really just release whatever needed. Like this is even, I'm going to be a little vulnerable. Sometimes I was just crying for no reason. Like I didn't even know why. But it didn't feel like a heaviness. It just felt like more of a release. So if you felt that energy or if you were feeling it, but let me say this, if you avoided it, you're still probably carrying that energy. And we're going to navigate that too. So my best advice in this next season, we are in a time of lightness, purity, okay? Even with the chaos in the world, right? It's like, don't even worry about that, okay? This is a true time to feel light. It's a true time to really release and come into true being, right? And what do you think of when you think of just true being, right? It's just free. You're free to do you. You're free to be yourself. You're free to really just sit in that space, right? With no pressure. So think of that as that energy, okay? This was also a really good time of balance. It's kind of like the material versus the spiritual, right? It was a time to really rely on that spiritual guidance in order to stay grounded in the physical sense. So this is like allowing yourself to just feel. That way you're more stable in your physical body, but also even in your relationships, even in your job, even in whatever you do. If you were allowing that release, you probably felt more stabilized in those areas as well. So it's a dual nature. Now with Gemini season coming in, I have some channel songs. The channel song that I kept hearing is Disturbia by Rihanna. And I kept asking myself, why am I singing this song? Like literally, I would be on the walk, I would hear it. I wake up singing it. I'm like, okay, let me really look into what this is trying to tell me. And I came into this space that it's mirroring Gemini energy, because you think of Gemini, you always hear of split personalities or like that dual nature to yourself, right? So let's navigate that energy a little bit. So the notes I have for that is this is a time of renewal in thinking, okay? This is also a time of communication and perception of reality. It's all becoming lighter, so your thoughts are creating what you feel, right? And you want to make sure that your thoughts are producing a light feeling at this time. So this is like just being a little more aware of yourself. Where are your thoughts coming from? Where are they stemming from, right? So the energy that I looked up about this new moon, it was about softer energy stabilizing is like brighter and sweeter and breezier and an easier environment ahead. And as I tell people, when you break down the root word of environment, it's about within the mind, technically. If you want to look that up, go ahead. But that's what it really means. It's about your mind does create your environment. So it's like that inner world creates your outer world, okay? So we really want to focus on stabilizing this energy. And this reading is going to kind of help you if you're navigating through that and you're trying to figure out how do you do that, okay? So also another movie that came through for me was Interstellar. If y'all have seen that, it's basically like love as a dimension. When I explored the themes of this movie, it was really about love is not just an emotion, but it's an actual, tangible, almost scientific presence capable of transcending time and space. And remember, I spoke about the lightness, the breeziness, right? This is tying into the notes with Disturbia as well, because when you look at that movie, it's about the environment, right? It's about how things have shifted. Things have really like collapsed in order to go into a new place. Like they literally went into a whole new realm, a whole new world, right? And that's what this energy is doing for us. It's about environmental decay, but it's also about faith in science. So remember, being light, being followed by the light within you, which is your guidance, okay? Now, let's go deeper into the Disturbia notes. Because what's happening with that is if you're feeling like, let's say you're really tired lately, you're kind of like even bloating around your stomach. I feel that very heavily. Let's say you've been kind of sad, right? This is what I was talking about. That emotion from Taurus is trying to stabilize. So what you're being called to really look at right now is with Disturbia, that is about the word falter, right? But it's also about be wise. These were my notes. Falter means to start to lose strength or momentum, right? And it's about being wise. So she says in the song, if you shall falter, just be wise. And then it's like, when you think of that song, it's about, to me, reclaiming your identity, okay? Reclaiming aspects of yourself from past experiences, right? Because I came up with a fragmented timeline. That's what I heard. So this is like, remember I said, where are your thoughts coming from, right? You want to really be focused on going back, exploring through time, what has happened in your life. It's a great time of reflection so you can release any negative or limiting beliefs that are not allowing you to really be in that ease, that breeziness of life, right? This is a time of softening, stabilizing. Remember that, okay? So with that Gemini energy coming through too, if you look at that video, it's kind of like you see different aspects of Rihanna. And it's like some are going crazy, some are like more powerful than others, some are trapped and confined and all of that. And this is about fear, hidden cells, transformation. This is about mental looping, psychological distress. This is even about mental confinement, entrapment, trapped or tortured, struggling with inner demons, right? And that's that energy, that dual energy. Where are you still struggling with this heaviness, right? She speaks on the city of wonder in that video as well, too. And it's basically, when we think of the city of wonder, just think of your mind, how your mind wanders. Where is your mind wandering off to, really? And how is your mind affecting what you're experiencing right now? That's all about Gemini, what communication in the mind, right? This is all about your thoughts. So it's time to really reclaim some parts. The question that I lead with this reading is, and what Gemini and this new moon is asking of us, is what parts have you left behind? What parts have you buried, right, within yourself? Because if you look at the movie, she has some parts of herself that are chained. This could even be as simple as you've been hiding a truth about yourself that is ready to come out, right? You've been confined by a childhood experience and that plays in your mind, which holds you back from moving forward in life, right? Those are just some examples. And this is what we're being called to really look at this time. The number 1212 is also significant. So going back to those questions, we're going to lead into this reading. I'm going to pull a few cards and really see what can help you guys, okay? So those are just the downloaded messages, okay? Now let's see where we are as a collective. Thank you to the Most High. I'm hearing thankful for this peaceful time. That's for somebody. Okay. All right, let's get to it. All right, the card self-esteem comes out to purpose, okay? And this is funny because this is about I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others, right? But you also have purpose on the bottom of the deck. I know what I'm here to do. So 1:11 on the clock as I read this. Another note that I wrote in these notes were reclaim identity, know thyself and what you represent. And sometimes I'm just seeing like there have been buried aspects of people that are ready to come out. This could be, let me give y'all an example. This could be you always wanted to be a singer as a child, or you always wanted, I'm gonna even go on a smaller scale. Let's say you always wanted to be a wife, right? You always wanted this partner, this love of your life, correct? But somewhere something happened with your heart and you buried it, right? You told yourself you would never do that again. You would never be vulnerable again. Oh, you got to have this tough wall up, right? Or let's say you tried out for that singing position and somebody told you couldn't sing, right? It's like, go back to that person who even had the courage to love or had the courage to sing before they got told that they weren't supposed to sing, or the person who got their heart broke. You get what I'm saying? I hope that I'm breaking that down. It's like those aspects of you will benefit people. If you want to be a lover, I'm pretty sure your love is very potent. I'm pretty sure you're going to be a great partner. But do you believe it yourself? Right? Sometimes what we want, our deepest desires, are really what we're supposed to be doing, especially as children. It's very innocent. It's very natural, right? So don't bury that because of a negative outcome or something happened, right? It's like, go back to reclaim that part of you. Remember, we're leading this reading off with what parts have you left behind, okay? So let's see. Also, I wanted to note another note that I had yesterday. It was about ultraviolet. And this was a time when you look at that ultraviolet or the UV rays, this is all about purification, okay? So this is a time to go back and create a formula. I was downloading that from that movie Lightyear, how he was taking all of the luminance lights and putting them together to make that formula to go into hyperspeed. I want y'all to think of hyperspeed as a thought. Like, what's faster than light? A thought, right? So that's even something to kind of add in this particular phase right here, because I really want y'all to lead with these questions. What aspects have you left, right? Go back to your childhood. Go back to your first traumatic event. Go back to your first heartbreak even. You know what I'm saying? And let's create a new formula, a new way of being, and a new way of thinking about it. And that's what Gemini season is ushering us to do. This is what this new moon is ushering us to do. But it's like you have to face the fear, okay? So that's for somebody. I hope that helps. We have a time of solitude coming through. This is about loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. You are being guided. And remember, I just said facing the fear. We have courage on the bottom of the deck. So it's like to go within is to seek clarity. And I've been talking about this, how clarity is not always for the weak. It's really not, because especially in these last few months for me, I have come into so much clarity that is very uncomfortable. It's like, oh my God, like, wow, I didn't even realize that. But hey, it brings freedom, right? When you face your fears. A channel movie I was thinking about as well was Age of Ultron, when Nick Fury was having like a sit down with the Avengers, and he was telling them like, outwit or outsmart Ultron. That's how you defeat it, right? And sometimes you have to outwit the fear. You have to outsmart your fears, right? You have to face them in order to grab hold of them, right? So this is your affirmation for this courage card. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And sometimes, going back to Disturbia, it's about your inner demons, right? Are you struggling with certain things that have been trapped, right? But it's kind of like it's torturing you at the same time. Release it. Release the fear. And this is where that loneliness, can you go within yourself, right? Understanding that you'll seek the clarity and the fulfillment if you go within, okay? I hope that makes sense. Let's see what else. Yeah, courage comes back out to the loneliness. And I love this because the bottom deck energy is honesty. And it's really asking us, can you face your fears with truth? Right? These are even just truths that want to come out. You might have buried your feelings for somebody, and it's time to just say like, hey, I need to let them know I love them. Oh, you might have made a mistake, and now it's time to go face that mistake and do it again. You get what I'm saying? I'm hearing is, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. So that's for somebody as well. Like, if you messed up in your past, it's not even messed up, right? It's like, can you go within yourself to find the wisdom? Hence, remember she said, if you start to falter, be wise, gain the wisdom to then apply. So then you can go better or go back better with this strength and more momentum. Sometimes you got to go within, you got to go back to go forward type thing. Okay, so all of this is kind of just significant. It's about your honesty with yourself. A lot of people run from their truths. A lot of people run from clarity because it is very uncomfortable, if I'm honest. And you have to want to grow, if I hope that makes sense. Like, you have to want to sit with that energy to transform it, right? So, again, the trapped, struggling with inner demons is very significant. Go watch that video, Disturbia, and really look at it from a higher perspective. What parts are still chained in fear? Okay, so you can lead your shadow work or your inner work with those questions, okay? Yeah, we have indecision to the death card. Literally, remember I said this is a time of being kind of like navigated through feeling to then go back to go forward. So it's like, what needs to end? What thoughts need to end? Indecision is all about you can't make up your mind about something because really you're not going with your feelings. So hence, let me give you another example. Like the person who wants love, but you keep doubting yourself or telling yourself, I'm good without love, but you know you really want it, right? So it's like, where does that stem from? Go back in time, kill it off, and then go forward because you know you really want it, right? That's your truth. That's facing fear with courage. To love again and again takes an impeccable amount of courage, right? In a world where people are just so used to dimming their emotions and not feeling, would you have the courage to go again, right? In a world that's so judgmental, would you be fearful to speak again, sing again, right? So go back to create an ending. This is all about your transformation. And we've said that with this beginning of Disturbia, it's about the fragmented identity or disassociation. Fear, hidden selves, and transformation. So really look at what have you buried because of maybe setbacks or somebody telling you you're not good enough, right? Somebody rejecting you, whatever the case is. Being judged by your communities, whatever this is, go back to kill it off. Yes, because we have forgiveness. But this is also about not allowing resentment to stop the flow of love. Remember, I said this is a time to soften. So where are you having your barriers? This could be you love to do something, but you keep having a doubt between you and what you love to do, what you want to pursue in life, right? That can go across the board with love. This could go across the board with business. Wherever areas you can apply this to, what is stopping the flow of you just doing it? Okay? It's also about having patience during this time. All right. Everything happens in order. Know that you haven't messed up. Okay. And again, to govern this reading is honesty and trust. But this is all about the honesty and trust that you have within yourself. Okay. This is what this new moon is asking us. Again, what parts have you left behind? What parts of your truth have you buried? Okay. And trust that inner voice that will guide you along this path. It's no need to force it. It's no need to rush it. It's just asking you to really be real about it. Okay. So go find that person. Go find those. And I don't know why I said go find that person. So this is even like an aspect of yourself that was lost. Maybe a certain age, something happened. Go back to that age and nurture that person, right? That's how you do it. All right. So let's see what we have for the tarot. I'm going to pull 2 cards just to kind of give us an overall energy. Oh, wow. We have justice, which is truth and balance, right? And we also have on the bottom of the deck, this is about your shadow self. We have the 5 of Cups. When you look at this person, they're turning their back and they're looking at all the devastation, which is the cup spilled over versus the ones behind them, right? These shadow thoughts sometimes keep you focusing on what was versus what is and what could be, right? So this is, again, what is harboring you from going forward? Or I'm sorry, what is stopping you from going forward? And what are you harboring that keeps you from going forward? Okay? So those are the questions with that energy. Bring justice to the situation, right? Truth is how you balance out everything. Clarity is how you balance out everything, right? When you go back and you say, oh, you know what? Yeah, I got my heart broke, but maybe I should have done this sooner. Or, maybe I should have protected myself sooner. I had the red flag, so now I know how to go forward in balance now, right? I know how to spot a red flag. And I'm hearing Illusion by Dua Lipa when she says, I've been known to miss a red flag. I've been known to put my lovers on a pedestal. And she says, in the end, those things just don't last. But now it's time to take your rose-colored glasses off. I already know your type, telling me the things I like. So this is like applying that wisdom, okay? Then she even breaks down in the second chorus when she talks about it was a time when that shit might have worked. It was a time when she threw a match and let it burn. But now she's grown. She knows what she deserves, okay? So apply that wisdom, okay? Go find your clarity. Where do you need to apply it? And this is definitely about maybe even love, because that song just came through. It's about maybe even past partnerships. This could even be family, karmic relationships, karmic businesses, karmic jobs, anything, right? But it's definitely to do with lower level relationships that came to teach you. And we have the Hermit card on the bottom. I can't make this up. 1, 2, 3 on the clock. This is all about going within, going back to create this clarity, balance, and justice to whatever this is. This could even be a thought, right? This could even be both sides of yourself coming back together, fragmented sides that need to be reunited, right? That's the energy I get. But the Hermit is just signifying it's time for introspection, okay? It's time to face those fears. When you look at the Hermit, it's kind of like a dark energy a little bit, but it's all about wisdom and sage. It's about sometimes we have to go to the depths of our soul in solitude, in quietness, to go here. And that's where that trust card mimics that inner voice. What do you need, right? And do it with fear. Do it without the fear, okay? So that's just confirmation with the tarot. This is what you should be focused on. We're going to get one ancestral message, and I'm going to be out of here. And if you would like to go deeper, feel free to hit me, okay? But you guys are good. I feel this energy will settle down. I don't know who needs to hear that. It will settle down, but you got to go within, okay? Or else you'll keep carrying that baggage. All right. Yeah, we have the card Divine Lineage coming out. This is about reclaiming the identity of yourself. Again, your divinity, right? This is also about cosmic power, the light and the shadow coming together, the moon and the sun. The moon represents the feminine energy, even hidden things, mystery, right? Intuition, versus the sun, your confidence, right? How you radiate in life. All of this wants to come back out, and this is about knowing thyself, embracing your truth. Okay? So I'm going to leave y'all with this message. They're saying read both of them, so I got you. The number 6 and number 2 is significant. This could even be, oh wow, we have June 2nd maybe. Maybe that date is significant for somebody. Okay. So it says, your ancestors protect the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail is you. Divine ones walk beside and within you, so trust. Going back to that loneliness, that inner voice, you got to understand your ancestors are rooted within you, okay? They want to remind you that you are not alone, and they are rooting for you. They ask you to honor your spirit guides and call upon the power of the divine. Create or nourish your altars, speak their names. Your divine lineage may be blood related or culturally or spiritually connected. I am my sister and my sister is me. It's also about going back in time, honoring what your ancestors have embedded in you, right? Most times we're here to create different paths than our ancestors, right? Clear out their baggage, clear out anything that was passed down generationally, okay? And your second card is to kind of emphasize that energy, because it's basically reminding you all that you're in the right place, but replace the fear of your power. You are sacred, okay? Now that you know this, you can no longer pretend not to be. Rise into your Rise up into your magnificence. Love and accept yourself fully to unlock everything you seek. Stop pretending to be less than you are. Your real power has nothing to do with external gains. Cosmic power cannot be destroyed or lost, You were created by the same force that birthed the sun and the moon. My power shines from within. So again, to just conclude that energy, where are your blockages from really just being you, right? Go back, reclaim those identities that you've buried, reclaim those parts of your deepest desires, right? And go forward in truth, go forward with clarity, go forward with this softness that wants to come in. Follow your guidance, okay? Trust yourself that you will make it out of the darkness once you go face the darkness. You get what I'm saying? So I hope that this really helps. I hope that you guys have a great weekend. It's Friday, May 23rd. It's 1:27 p.m. on the East Coast. And we're going into this new moon feeling great, okay? So I hope that this helps. Y'all stay up, stay in love, stay in light, and most importantly, stay safe. And I will see y'all on the next reading. Peace.